Okay, this is Victor 2 talking machine number 50,701, 1906. This is the early model with the columns on the sides and the humpback here for the horn support. Okay, I've had this for quite a while. I figure about 15-20 years. Long enough that I've actually had to service it twice. Serviced it today for the second time. Did a full motor overhaul, pulled it all apart, took the motor apart, spring out, cleaned all the old grease off, cleaned out all the dust bunnies in there, stuff like that. It has the witch's hat horn, which was the standard horn for this model, and produces quite a loud sound actually. Exhibition reproducer, which is now recently rebuilt again. And, well, that's pretty much about it. It's oak, as all of the Victor 2s were. I guess the equivalent to this in size, it's almost the same size as a Victrola 4, obviously without an internal horn. And it is a talking machine. The difference of a talking machine and a Victrola is that Victrola, the horn, would be here in the front, inside the box, while a talking machine has the horn here on the outside. And these were popular in the early days of the phonograph industry, probably in the 1890s, right up through the very early 1920s. You could still get them. But starting about 1909, 1910, 1911, Victrola started gaining in popularity. Then Victor came out with the Victor 4, the Victor 6, the Victor 8, the Victor 9, and so on. And they were selling much better than these were, but they still kept these in the catalog. You can still get one. Obviously, there are limitations with well, you can go as big as you want in the horns on these things. Some of them were gigantic. The other Victor 2 I have, which will show up in a video eventually, has an enormous flower-style horn. It's a very thin brass flower horn, about twice the size of this. Problem with that is space, real estate. It takes up a lot of space. And you walk past it, you smack into it if it's, too close to traffic areas. And you can move it off to the side or something like that, but you were kind of limited. So the internal horn models, although they sounded pretty much the same, in my opinion, gave you the option of not having a big horn in the way. But they both work pretty much the same. All they did was they flipped this upside down and the horn was put inside. That's all. And the horn was made smaller. All right, let's hear the Victor 2 and see how she sounds. I always play a bunch of records on these after I service them to distribute the grease. Let's see here, it's already wound. They have it's a single spring motor, but they are fairly large springs. The equivalent, I'd say, it's like a single spring from a Victor 9 packed in here. These come with the standard bullet brake of the time, which holds very nicely on this one. Get rid of the needle because that will stab you. And they're only one use anyway. Use the needle once, toss it, get another one. That's the Victrola rule for steel needles. And in case anybody was wondering, that is Liberty Forever March. And that is Victor Military Band. Has the original green felt on it. Let's see what else is going on here. You can see the back bracket. I don't know if you can quite make out the gilded design on there. The elbow I did a video on the other day for somebody, yeah, as well as the horn. And take the horn off, if you wanted to store it elsewhere, it's that easy. Comes right out. And that is brass on the end of it. Let's put that out of the way. I'll show the motor. Unscrew the crank. Swing the tone arm out of the way. And there is a latch under here. Push it down. Whoa, don't want to do that. Lift it up. And there you go. Got a rag in there to catch grease that's inevitably going to fall off a freshly serviced motor. And single spring. This is the forerunner of what would eventually show up in the Victor 4, the Victor Victrola 50, I'm sorry, the Victrola 4, not the Victor 4, the Victrola 4, and the Victor Victrola 50, and so on. Simple single spring, very easy to service, not much to it. You know, give it a good scrubbing once in a while and oil it up, a little bit of grease, and you're good to go for quite a long time. See how they built the case? It's a very nice case on these things. Now later models, they did away with the hump back in the back, just made the back panel thicker, and they did away with the columns. These are just actually glued on here. They're not, you know, carved in there or anything like that. They're just pieces of wood that are glued on in place. So if one ever fell off on you, it's pretty easy to fix it. Just Elmer glue it back on. Yeah, nice joins on it. It's a nice solid oak case. There's no veneers on this one. And there you go. That is the Victor talking machine. Victor 2 talking machine. 1906.